So Shams tweeted this out a few days before free agency. The 76ers' interest in pursuing Paul George significantly waned in recent days. The franchise expects to be aggressive elsewhere with a salary cap flexibility and draft capital leading into next week's NBA draft. So, if you guys don't know it's Shams was very, very rarely wrong. He was very rarely wrong for years. Like, Shams and Woj were the two big ones, and a lot of people, they had Shams over Woj. Some people did have Shams over Woj. And then, a couple of years ago, something happened. FanDuel partner. That happened a couple of years back. And since then, what have we got from Shams? Jabari Smith going number 1 in the draft. And then suddenly the odds shoot up to basically make him a guarantee. While Woj is like, no, there's no guarantee at number 1. But Jabari Smith number 1 in the draft. Then you've also got, what's his name? Scoot Henderson going at number 2. There was I can't even remember what else. Something else happened this year. I've already made a video about this, but something else happened, and now you've got this. So for the 4th or 5th time, Shams has been completely wrong. And like this opens up a huge conflict of interest. It makes a huge conflict of interest. He is a FanDuel partner. His tweets directly affect gambling odds. They do. And when he's wrong, the bookies win. Everyone who bet on Paul George not going to the Sixers or Paul George going somewhere else, lost their money. They lost their money. And again, you're seeing here, it says here, 11 days later, Sixers signed George. While it's certainly a possibility, Ramona Shelburne wrote a detailed account of Philly's pursuit of Paul George. At no point does it contain any waning interest, as Shams tweeted out. The Sixers were so desperate for George, there's intense anxiety inside the organization that someone might jump in and jump them for his services. So, we're looking at this situation where the only person saying that the interest has waned is Shams. And it's the person who literally has a link with the bookies. And you might be saying like, oh, it's not, everyone has every tweet you've got out has a link with, like a gambling thing. I think ESPN have links with gambling. But like Woj doesn't have a code to sign up. Woj doesn't have tweets out saying sign up for FanDuel. Here's my code. Woj doesn't do that. It is a complete conflict of interest. And is Shams intentionally doing it for gambling? I don't think so. But it doesn't matter. It does not matter. It is a massive, and I mean massive conflict of interest. And if you're going to ban, to be fair, what Jonte Porter did is like a banning for life situation. You can't let people match fix. You just can't. But like, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Like, you're even seeing this right here. ESPN reporters gambling app investment. A reporter has invested in a gambling app. It's not just Shams. But again, Shams moved draft betting lines. You can't do that. You just can't. And that's where the problem is with Shams. It's not necessarily that Shams is tweeting. Shams is Shams. It's that you can't do it while you have a link with a gambling company. You just can't. Like, it's very similar to how people have been calling out Fabrizio Romano for years. Like, people have been calling out Fabrizio Romano for years. So now it's like, heck, this is the tweet. Scoot Henderson gaining serious momentum at number 2 with Charlotte's Hornets. The Hornets have been torn over the last week. Whereas Woj tweeted out at the same time as that, they are not torn. They are drafting Brandon Miller. He was like, they're not torn. And again, if he's right, if you're tweeting this out and you're correct, it's one thing. But he's been wrong on some major plays. He's been wrong way more often since he signed for FanDuel. He just has. So, there's no way. There's no way this should be allowed. There's absolutely no way. And you might be saying, oh, but like, he's doing nothing illegal. And I'm not going to disagree with that. He probably is doing nothing illegal. Like, if you type in Shams gambling, remember Shams, who works for gambling industry, said the Sixers don't want Paul George. I've never been able to fully comprehend how Jonte Porter gets banished for life for gambling on himself. Jonte Porter gambled on his unders. That's a lot worse than gambling on yourself winning. And yeah, the Sixers give PG a Max Shams 100% has to get investigated for being paid off. I think he has to get investigated. Like, Shams posting misinformation for gambling companies, Woj posting misinformation to get his buddies extensions. LeBron James announced that he's returning to Cleveland. But genuinely, there should be an investigation into this. Look, I'm guessing the investigation will come out and he'll be squeaky clean. But it's probably legal. There's nothing wrong with Shams being Shams. You can't do both. You just can't. I get it. I know how much money there is in gambling. Heck, if I turn, like, back when I was DBG at my peak, the gambling sponsorships that I got, if I was willing to promote them, I would have bought 3 more houses. Let's just say that much. I probably would have had this house paid off and bought another house that would have been paid off. Like, I've made very good money over the last 5 or 6 years. I would have made double to triple the money if I'd taken gambling deals. So I know how lucrative it is. But at the same time, you lose all credibility. You lose all credibility. And I don't understand how Shams can have credibility anymore. I don't understand how anyone can trust anything that Shams says. Because you don't know whether he's going to be right, whether he's going to be wrong. And you know what? The conspiracy theories that he's in it for gambling and stuff like that. I know it's only conspiracy theories. But at the same time, look, he's still a reporter. He still gets it wrong. He still shifts betting odds. And he's still sponsored by a gambling company. So if you want to say that he's completely fine, cool. But nothing I said there wasn't a fact. And is Shams the cause of a gambling problem? No, of course not. Is he a symptom of a awful league-wide gambling problem? Yeah. And I would be shocked if there wasn't a Jonte Porter situation for a bigger player. I would be shocked if they haven't swept under a bigger player point shaving under the rug. I would be genuinely shocked if they haven't. Because at the end of the day, people are like, oh, why would they do that for a little bit of money? It's not for a little bit of money. Gambling's an addiction. Gambling's an addiction just like any other addiction. There's no amount of money you can have to stop that addiction. So it is what it is. So anyway, that is the video. Not a fan of gambling if you guys don't get that up to this point. And yeah, I'm very, very upset at how gambling is just completely taken over the sport that I love. So that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.